A beautiful Monday morning to you out there. This is UNIUYO 100.7 FM, and you're on to Newspaper Review on your number one campus radio. Newspaper Review is a news and current affairs program that comes your way every weekdays, Mondays to Friday at 8:30 to 9 a.m. Sincere apologies for coming behind schedule due to some technicalities, but we are here to ensure that we keep you abreast with the latest developments. My name is Jimmy Jackson. I'm not here to do these alone. I have regular in-house analyst talking about Prince Brown right here with us, and he'll be doing justice to the headlines we'll be bringing to you this morning. Good morning, Prince Brown, and welcome to Newspaper Review.
Good morning, Jimmy. Feels very great to be back out on the show, and I believe we have interesting developments that have occurred within the weekend, and we'll do justice to that right here on the program.
Or you can join the conversation via the studio line 0701 0701 or 0818 Better still, head straight to our Facebook page, like our page, and drop your comments. Okay, so we're starting off this morning with the stories from home, starting with Akwa Ibom. First is the Akwa Ibom State government lifts curfew. Prince Brown curfew in Akwa Ibom State, and in general, what do you think about the curfew that was imposed? First, it was 8.
I think it was now adjusted
8 to 6. Yes, so it was later on adjusted to 10, and right about now, the discontinuation of the curfew in Akwa Ibom State. So, what are your thoughts?
I think there were reasons for that curfew. It was to curtail a whole lot of security mishaps, that may have happened, and as the chief security officer of the state, he has the responsibility to protect the lives and properties of citizens of the state. So I think those are just measures from the state government to ensure they maintain law and order, and we could see the approach. I think after some weeks we saw the extension of the curfew from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. And I think that was a result of the cooperation from citizens in the state. And just yesterday, we received the information from the Commissioner of Information in the state of the total cancellation of the entire curfew. And of course, we know that the Christmas celebrations are coming in soon. We could see.
Could it be one of the reasons why?
It could be a driving force, because I think we need to celebrate this year quite well. We've gone so far into, and this is the month of November, and we have just one more month. And of course, with the developments at the very famous Christmas village, we should expect a whole lot of celebrations coming on. So I just think there was a level of cooperation on the part of the citizens, and the close monitoring from the state government, has led to this particular decision.
Okay, 0701 0701 or 0818 is the number you can join in the conversation this morning. You can also watch us live on Facebook, follow Jimmy Jackson, and you could see what's actually happening right here in the studios. Okay, I'm moving away from that, still on Akwa Ibom. Akwa Ibom government offers repentant cultist amnesty. Prince Brown, this is the right direction to go.
Well, we know the situation surrounding the recurrent activities in many Oroganam communities, and it's been a very dire situation, given that lives of citizens have been lost, given that properties have been destroyed, and it's a total security issue in that particular part of the state. So I feel that in the wisdom of the government, there must have been a level of consultation within ranks in the state, to ensure that the right decision is made concerning these people. But like I've always said, Jimmy, I think we need to focus on the root cause of issues like this. Like we mentioned earlier on, some months back in the program, that poverty is a root cause. Unemployment is a root cause. So in as much as we expect to take a lenient measure in stopping whatever violence is going on in our own communities, we also need to solve the root cause of these problems.
All right, 0701 0701 or 0818 Before we move away from that particular story, in the past couple of weeks in state, we have witnessed relatively cult activities. what would have been the cause of cult activities springing up, even after the Kwara State government, through the governors, actually prescribed any cult group in the states?
Well, we are not in those prescribed associations to know exactly what could be the motivation behind these things. But from a general point of view, we can understand that unemployment is a very major cause of things like this. We can also understand agitations, within several quarters across the communities. Sometimes little issues like overstepping on a person's boundary land, especially in rural areas like that, can be contributive to issues like this. It could just be as simple as maybe an issue concerning a guy and a girl, So many other factors can be responsible for it. But on the surface, looking at it from the eye of a common citizen, it is possible that, unemployment, poverty, lack of social orientation can be major causative agents of cult-related activities across the state.
Okay, 0701070107 or 081883626 is the number you can join in the conversation this morning. Moving away from that, still on our stories this morning on Newspaper Review, we have this one court strikeout defamation suit against Nigerian journalists. Talking about Mr. Kufre Carter says he has been vindicated by the actions of the courts to strike out the case. Chris Brown, we can talk about it because it's actually out of court, so
yeah.
Well,
it's been a matter that has dragged the attention of the public space within Akwa Ibom State. At the earlier stages of the court case, we could see a large number of youths, being present at court sessions related to this matter, and having this matter struck out. I think I've well gone through the statements, that may have led to this particular judgment, but I just feel that we've had complaints, especially from the lawyer representing Kufre Carter, that there have been absence on the part of the prosecuting team,
led by the Kwara State
definitely
Attorney General.
So I just feel, being that there is no, you need to provide evidence for there to be a trial, for there to be a conviction, and definitely for there to be a judgment. And where those facts are not presented, the court is left with no choice but to, vindicate whoever has been charged, because it's a duty. The onus of proof lies on who has charged the case. And at this point in time, the prosecutor is the state government, so they should have facts, and it's now would have been the duty of Kufre Carter and his lawyer to debunk those facts in whatever way they can. So, but with those facts not being available, it's only a natural cause of law for us to have the case being struck out from court, and definitely Kufre Carter being vindicated from this particular issue.
But what would you think would have been the situation that the prosecuting persons would have suddenly lose interest in the case?
Well, many factors could be contributive to it, but we just need to know that a law is built and based on evidence. Once there is no evidence, there can be no judgment. There can be you just need to have something tangible to prove. So lack of evidence can be a challenge. Lack of witnesses, a whole lot of things can be contributive to this factor. It could just sometimes there may be other out of court negotiations that may have led to this particular issue being taken out from the court. So there are many other factors that may be contributive to it, but we just need to appreciate what has occurred from this particular issue. We've had the journalists being vindicated, and I think we may not have to have young people surround the courts anymore.
Okay. 07010701007 or 081883626 is the number you can join the conversation this morning. Or better still, head straight to our Facebook page, like our page, and actually drop your comment. Yes, we'll be here to take all of those comments. Okay, moving away from that, this morning, Buhari urges security agencies to tackle violence. President bemoans killing. Prince Brown, recently we have witnessed a whole lot of kidnapping, killings in the country. Can we attribute these to the fact that the Special Anti-Robbery Squad has been disbanded, and the lack of police personnel on various roads?
Security issues, now becomes as rampant as breathing air in Nigeria, given how they have played out in many years. Since I think the administration of President Goodluck Jonathan, even up until now, we've had recurrent killings and security tensions across different parts and regions of the country. So we cannot over rely the competence of the Nigerian police on just a unit of the Nigerian police. It would be a very huge question of their competence. So I understand that it's not just a duty of the Nigerian police, because there are some matters where we have the Nigerian military being in charge of whatever security conditions that are present in those communities or areas in the country. So we have not taken bold steps, to kick out these issues from our country. It's becoming as if it's an entertainment floor where we get to talk about it every single day on the program. And these are lives that have been lost. And I think that one of the major duties of the Grand Commander of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is to preserve lives of citizens. So I feel we should take bolder steps. We've been quite lenient in the way we handle security issues across the country. It's beyond press releases, it's beyond consolatory statements, published by many members of the government, both state and federal. But I think we need to begin to take bold steps and begin to encourage security agencies who have the duty to at the forefront to protect citizens across the country. So the major challenge here is the approach. How bold is it? Are the security operatives equipped to tackle these issues across the country? So but there are many other factors that can be contributive to security tensions across various parts of the country.
But this is coming at the heels of the recent kidnapping and murder of the APC chairperson, I think in Zamfara State, recently, and the president coming out with the statement. Can we say this is political motivated security challenges?
We need to understand that even politicians are Nigerians, even politicians are citizens of this country. We can't take that right from them. They are citizens of the country too, and a death of a citizen should get the attention of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, whether it's a party member or someone who is not a party member. Whether it's a child who is living in a community, or someone who is staying across waterlogged areas in the country. So it does not matter who dies. What happens is that the person who has died, the person who has been kidnapped, the person who is in security, who is having security challenges, is a Nigerian. He has that duty to protect Nigerians. So whether or not it's politically motivated is not my concern right here. My concern is that for us to have people of that caliber being attacked, it shows how worsening our security conditions are getting in the country, and we need to take bolder steps, bolder approaches. You can know so well that whatever we talk on the program gets to repeat over time, and we always make references to it. So we need to begin to take bold steps towards security challenges across the country. It's beyond press releases, it's beyond consolatory statements, it's beyond Twitter posts and Facebook comments. So, but we just need to take bold steps. Equip our security agencies, give them the necessary motivation and charge they need to perform their functions across the country. All right,
0701070107 or 08188836263 is the number you can join the conversation right here in our studios. Okay, before we move away from security, cult-related war, Wiki imposes 24-hour curfew in the affected areas. Cult-related activities everywhere. Now curfew in the River State. And when we talk about cult-related activities, there's no way you can talk about it without lives
being affected.
Yes.
Whether being killed or being injured, even properties being destroyed. It's a very serious thing. Sometimes I get quite discouraged on how we approach security issues in our country. We take it as a lame thing. I understand that we have a tough personality as a Nigerian citizen, but it's not quite good for us to have casual attention to very serious issues like this. Beyond the people that are being killed, beyond the properties that are being destroyed, we need to understand that we are beginning to have a huge degradation of youth in our country, and we've always heard right from the days we were born that the youths are the leaders of tomorrow. I just believe tomorrow has come, and we can see
for the youth to take over.
Yes,
okay.
I may not be an advocate of whatever is happening. But then I think the youth are here, and if we are having repeated court clashes, which is definitely youth related, it shows a huge social degradation in orientation amongst the youths. If these are the prescribed groups that youth are subscribing to due to whatever peer group influence, whatever it is, it shows that there is lack of attention for the youths. It shows that there is unemployment, shows that there is poverty, and sometimes they are just premeditated actions by people themselves, to become members of those prescribed groups. But whatever the case is, we should not see issues like this, casually and just believe that in due time the matter would die off. We need to take bold actions towards stopping this security issue.
All right, 0701070107 or 081-833-62620 number. You can join the conversation. You can also hit straight to our Facebook page, like our page, UNIUYO FM. That's facebook.com/UNIUYO FM. Like a page and actually drop your comment right there. Away from security and all of that, let's talk education. Prince Bella might be smiling, but it's really, really serious. I want you to wrap this up, or like I'm going to read the two stories we have this morning, but I want you in summary to wrap this up, because as of this morning, there were rumors that school would resume, but according to these headlines, we have not decided yet to call off strike, says ASU president, talking about Professor UNIUYO, and also ASU branches to decide fate of 8-month-old strike. Congress is to accept, reject federal government's news offer. Now, the issue of strike, we have been talking about it for God knows how many months now.
Yes.
And it seems like maybe after the Friday's meeting, it seems like we wanted to have positive, news that definitely we're going back to school. But now, what do you think would come out of regional ASU coordinators meeting?
Well, I really need to commend the efforts of the Academic Staff Union of Universities for their level of persistence towards pursuing for their demands. I mean, what's the essence of a pressure group if pressure group cannot press on their demands to the federal government? And I believe they had this high level of confidence that the federal government has what it takes to fulfill those demands before they press it on the way they have for the past 8 months. It's been trying periods for them. We have lecturers who have resorted to other means of livelihood, given that we forget that these people are also Nigerians. They have children to take care of. They have families, the
report that they have not been paid for about 6 months.
Yes, but then I just need to appreciate the cooperation within all quarters of the Academic Staff Union of Universities. Has been impressive. It's like
it seems like all of them are saying the same thing.
Yes, it's given we the students, a great respect for the ability to press on their demands. But given the nature of things at this point in time, it looks rather positive that we might have good news come our way anytime soon. But I think the heartbreaking thing is waking up tomorrow morning and seeing on the headlines that they are now fresh negotiations. That's usually the word, fresh. And every other thing that may have happened previously has been scrapped out. So but I think we need to give due reference to regional bodies associated with the ASU. We need to give them time to make their decisions that are comfortable enough for them. Remember that they are still going to take a whole lot of time towards looking into the UTAS that they are presented to the federal government. So I think there are many other things they are critically going to look at on whether or not it's going to favor them, because they know that if they subscribe to whatever the government has to offer now, it's going to be a long-term thing. And there may be no excuse for them to go back on that structure. So it's either they wait to get everything they're looking for, or they can subscribe to whatever the government has offered them at this point in time. I understand that that may be the end in a very long time.
But do you think government will be able to afford everything ASU?
Everything depends on priority, Jimmy. Everything depends on priority. We've seen a whole lot of money pumped into several sectors across the country and even within the state into various things. So I just believe everything is dependent on priority. Whatever is the priority of government, there is always money to fund those things, even if it means borrowing. Yes, that we've always done.
The Nigerian government has always been borrowing for infrastructure, not for...
Education is important.
Okay.
Yes, very important.
Okay, but let's still stay with education ASU in Nigeria. Apart from ASU clamoring for what they want. There's also another union in the universities, talking about SANU, that is also clamoring for a 2009 agreement that was signed 2009 to 2020. That's more than a decade now. And are we sure that even after ASU might have called off their strike, SANU would not also embark on their own?
Well, it's a critical issue. There are many comments I would love to make, but I may not be privileged to.
Okay.
But I just feel that what they have done, what ASU has done, has been a huge motivation for many pressure groups across the country. It shows that if you could put yourself together, if you could put your unions together and press on your demands, you can actually get what you want. So if this is going to be the situation with the SANU, or even now, so we can begin to see, rumored contentions within the quarters.
And even another payment platform.
Yes, definitely.
Quite interesting.
So, but I just feel what ASU has done is to set a good precedent for many pressure groups across the country, and we hope to have good news, especially on the aspect of the education sector, since it has been neglected for so long.
Okay, 0701070107 or 0818836262 is number you can join the conversation this morning. Okay, sincere apologies. We supposed to have had the SANU chairperson of the University of UNIUYO join us this morning for a special interview, but that interview I think has been rescheduled, and subsequently we'll keep you informed when that interview would actually come up. Okay, moving away from education, let's talk about labor and another looming industrial action. Labor stages a walkout as fuel talks collapses again. Prince Brown.
We expected
they gave government 2 weeks, and this is more than a month.
You have to be strategic in your approach with the government.
Okay.
Beyond the need to press on your demands, there is also a duty of patriotism. You know that all pressure groups have to the country. Patriotism would mean understanding the situations of the country at this particular point in time. So you could see that the federal government right now is just like a bird who has been cooked, and we are ripping the feathers off from several parts of its body. So we need to consider the pains the government is also going through at many other sectors of the country. But beyond that, the comfort of citizens are very, very important, because these are issues that can even lead to civil unrest, given the unfavorable conditions of living that may arise from issues like this. So I believe, like I will always say, money is pushed into things of priority. If we have a solution to this matter, government has already told us that once they put their hands off fuel price regulation, that these are things we should begin to expect fluctuations.
But should it be at this point where we are trying to recoup after the COVID-19, the total lockdown in Nigeria?
There are decisions that have been made given the realities of the economic situations across board, across sectors, and I think this decision was just a reflection of the economic situation in the country. We've seen reports, I think, since yesterday about Nigeria moving into a deep recession. Well, there is something about the Nigerian personality. We are tough. We're tough enough to withstand any storm, and I just feel it's time for government to have a good relationship with the citizens, to understand that we are in this country together. We can always put everything on the table and see how we can address it as a country. We don't need to see the government as antagonists, and the government does not need to see citizens as antagonists. We come to the table together and proffer solutions to our problems, with our problems. Even if whatever news outlets outside Nigeria is reporting on Nigerian issues, it is not affecting them. It's affecting we Nigerians, and I think we should begin to see it that way and proper necessary solutions to problems that are pressing.
All right, 0701070107 or 0818836262 is the number you can join the conversation this morning. This is Steve News Super Review on your number one campus radio, UNIUYO 100.7 FM, Jimmy Jackson and Prince Brown. Okay, finally on our table this morning is Biden's to announce first cabinet picks on Tuesday.
You
Now,
know,
this is
before the program,
Okay.
we're already having a little face off on this particular issue.
Okay.
You know,
So don't you think this is the right thing for leaders to do? You know, you're sure of getting into that particular office, and
you can only be
you know,
sure. You can only
picking
be
up your
sure.
team
You can only be
to
sure.
work with. That was what Donald Trump did.
But you can only
in
be
2016.
sure that you are the president of the United States of America when it has been said so. You know, we've seen the situation.
Okay, so now Joe Biden.
I am trying as much as possible not to
Okay.
be sentimental on this issue,
Alright,
because
okay.
you know, I may have a level of interest in whatever is going on in the United States of America's elections. But I just believe that things are moving rather very quick. Things are moving rather very fast, and I'll attach sentiments to it. I think we're seeing a level of desperation on the part of Joe Biden into getting into power, and I think there was a publication.
Well,
like,
wait. I'm sorry to cut you short,
Okay.
but again, don't you think he has to be desperate, considering the fact that the incumbent is actually trying to play it off?
Well, I think I was coming into to that particular issue. There has been a publication, I think 2 or 3 days ago, by the Congress, stating conditions to which would lead to you being the president elect of the United States of America. And so far, I don't think Joe Biden has fulfilled those conditions, because we've seen there are many allegations by President Donald Trump concerning
Those
elections.
allegations are not substantial.
We can only tell, you know, from the verdict of the courts, you
Okay.
know, whether the Supreme Court or whatever courts has been involved in where they filed the case. So, but the conditions here are very glaring, and I think we need to approach it rather carefully. But I think from the reality, we're beginning to see, you know, a general acceptance of the fact that yes, I think that victory was wide, that victory was obvious, you know, but then we can only confirm who is the president of the United States of America when it has been said so. So at this point in time, I think we just keep our fingers crossed, and I believe that the United States of America will not fall internally.
Okay, but Prince Brown, I still want to put you on the spot. Do you think the incumbent will still retain that position, considering the number of votes we have seen so far? Since you are doing the line of maybe the Electoral College have not officially announced Joe Biden.
There is just this level of confidence that President Donald Trump exhibits whenever he comes to talk about election matters. But it doesn't count. What counts is what the people want, and if through whatever electoral charges that may have been put up, it shows that Donald Trump is who the people wanted, or it also shows that Joe Biden is what the people, that's what will count. But we've seen a high level of voting in these elections, you know, across board, and it's very interesting to see.
So you should have made history.
Yes,
Okay.
you know, so I just feel whatever the case is, we are going to just have the result by January, and we can know who is the president of the United States of America.
Okay, that's much we have time for today on newspaper reviews, and share apologies for coming behind schedule. But before we leave, we still need to keep update you with COVID-19, because it's really much here with us, and definitely the virus is here even when we have seen vaccine. Yeah, okay. Well, Nigeria records 155 new cases of COVID-19 in Nigeria. That's as of yesterday. The total number of cases right about now is 66,383.
Well,
how many percent of Nigerian population?
I think that's way less. That's way less.
Okay.
Given, you know, the statistics that are being shown in the United States of America, it's deadly.
Okay.
So I think we are recording a level of progress, and I believe we can defeat this virus, you know, in less than no time.
Okay. All right, we'll be back tomorrow with another edition of Newspaper Review. Don't forget the time is 8:30 to 9, not 9 to 9:30. But we had to just do this due to technicality beyond our control. We're back tomorrow. I want to thank Prince Brown for coming around, and also keep your dial locked on UNIUYO 100.7 FM and enjoy the rest of our morning broadcasts. My name is Jimmy Jackson, signing out. Do have a lovely Monday ahead. Bye-bye.